Good morning, students. Welcome to the session on operating system. Sorry for the late upload. In the last session, we have started our process scheduling. I can say process management. I can say the topic is process management. There we have discussed about the process scheduling and how we will be managing the process states that we have seen, and the process schedulers we have seen in the last session. And do remember those topics. Why? Because it is very important for your external. Okay, in the last session we have discussed this long term, short term and medium term scheduler. In our today's session we are going to discuss one more topic. Okay, that is your context switching. See here, in the previous sessions we have discussed this process scheduling, how we will be doing the process scheduling, and then process schedule contains for what, why we are going for the process scheduling, and process control block, and then process states and process memory. Here we are having the first session on your process management. Okay, these are the topics will fall under process management, and in today's topic we are going to discuss about the context switching, which is very related to your process scheduling. See, the context switching is a process where we will be switching from one process to other process. But when we are switching from one process to other process, whatever the process that we are taking off from your CPU, that should be holding their data, their own data, I can say. Say suppose if I am in the middle of work, I need to remember up to what extent I have done my work and from what we have to start the work. Okay, like that only we will be having the concept in your operating system also while we are working with the processes. Now see here, switching the CPU to another process requires saving the state of the old process and loading the saved state for the new process. See, if you are having P1 process and P2 process, if it is executed by 3 instructions I1, I2, I3, and if it is having 2 more instructions I4 and I5. For an example, for a concept, consider that it has executed I3 instruction and higher prioritized process, which is P2, came into the existence, and we want to assign the process for this particular, assign the processor for this particular process. Now I need to eliminate this P1 from my CPU. Okay, when we are taking up this particular process, we need to register up to what extent we have done with this particular process. I have done with I3 instructions in your P1 process, and I need to start the execution from I4 and I5. Why? Because when we are again giving back to ready queue, again it should not start with I1. Why? Because we have executed I1, I2, I3 already. Okay, so that we will be storing these details and we will be starting our execution from I4 instruction. Why? Because sometimes a single process may hold 1,000 of instructions. It is not possible that every time we will begin with the same instruction sets, I can say, and we will not begin with the first instructions to the last instruction. When we are skipping that, when we are taking out from your processor, then we will be storing the data. We will be storing the data which is related to your process. We will be storing what? State of the old process, state of the P1 process. In a state, what we are going to store is process ID, up to what extent we have done, up to what resources we have utilized. Everything will be stored about this particular old process. Again, new process will be taken into the process. New process state will also be given to your CPU. Why? Because it might have already executed a part, or else it may be a new process. Even if it is a new process, we need to give a new state. Okay, if it is in a ready queue, we should give that it is in ready state. Okay, like that we will be having information about each and every processes. For that reason only we are having a concept called context switching. But it will be taking some time. It will be taking some time. Why? Because in order to store the data also we will be taking some time. We will be storing this data in your PCB. Already we have seen what is PCB, process control block. You can see this one. In this process control block, we are storing the data which is related to your processes. Process ID, state, pointer, priority. Whatever the thing that we are related with our processes will be stored in your process control block. Okay. Now see, In a context switching also we are doing the same, but the process which we are talking about, we are taking the process from your processor and we are assigning the processor to some other process. In order to do so, we need to register the states, we need to register the information of old process and new process. That concept is called as context switching. Save the state into PCB1, reload the state from PCB2, which is related to process 1 and process 2. Operating system will take care of that. Interrupt will occur and we will be taking care of the process 1. We will be taking the information which is related to process 1, which will be saved to PCB1, and we will be reloading the process 2, which is stored in your process control block, and it will be given to what? Your processor. Okay, you can understand by seeing this context switching. Okay, this is your context switching, I can say. See here, the flow will be like this. See, whenever we are executing the process 1, operating system will take care of that, and process 2 will also be waiting for the processor. Okay, it will be wasting its time until process 1 gets executed. Interrupt will come and we will be saving the state of PCB1 and we will be reloading what? Process 2 into your processor. Okay, and then we will be interrupting our system calls, and then we will be saving the process 2 and again we will be reloading the process 1 so that it will be executed. Okay, after finishing off your process 2 also we should execute our process 1 now. We will be doing that by using the concept called context switching. Simple words you need to remember that when we are going from one process to other process, we will be having a concept called context switching. Why? Because when we are moving from one process to other process, we will be having lot of information which are related to those processes, which need to be stored in a format of state. Up to what state we have done with the existing process, up to what state we have done with the old process. That you need to remember about context switching. This is the smallest topic which is related to your process scheduling. Okay. And that's it for now. If you are having any doubts, just let me know by your comments so that I can clarify you people, and we will go for the next topic in our next lecture. That's it for now. Thank you.